Hello.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's 9 o'clock Wednesday night, and it's your boys, Mike and Mish, with the Mike and Mish Show. What up, Mike?
What is up, Kyle? It is Wednesday, baby. We have a lineup of all lineups.
We sure do. We have
Can you believe it?
we got a returning superstar. We got a breakout star from the Prospect Series. We got
Yes.
a female from Hawaii who stunned Courtney Cameron out in Denver, who's trying to win a co-main event in Miami and make a title run herself. And then we got the Cuban boxer himself, Eduardo Concepcion, who has been out for a minute, and he's returning too. So we got a 4-banger tonight. We got to shout out our sponsors real quick, and then we're going to bring on our first guest of the evening. We're really excited to talk to him. First and foremost, we got Bucked Up, dude. BuckedUp.com. Bucked Up supplements, Bucked Up energy drinks. They are top notch. I promise you that the supplements are as good as they get. I've been back in the gym for about a month and a half now, religiously taking creatine, their pre-workouts, their BCAAs, and the occasional energy drink here and there. And I love their products. I'm not just saying that because they sponsor us. I truly believe in their product. BuckedUp.com, promo code Mike and Mish 20. Get over there, buy some products. You'll thank me later. Save 20% off your total purchase.
Hey now, dynamic life. That's what it's all about, having a dynamic life, sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic, that's livdynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under 20 seconds, and visit their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's LIV without the E, Dynamic on Instagram. Woo!
Here you go, guys. We got a lot of people already pouring in to watch the show. We got 50 something comments already. Everybody's excited to see our first guest. So, Mike, why don't you bring him in here? Why don't you do your thing?
Yeah, we are going to bring the Marine, Mike Richman, on this show in about 1.5 minutes, right after we watch this video. Boom.
Just look at him in here. He is disgusting. He is back. He is the man, the Marine, the legend himself, Mike Richman. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Sorry if it's a little dim lit. I'm in one of my club's private rooms. Try to turn down the volume of the music so I can I'm actually at work right now at the moment, so I'm trying to bust this out.
Mike, we wouldn't expect anything less out of you. I think we've had about 10 interviews with you and
a couple champagne room visits.
Yeah, a couple of champagne room visits with you, my friend. Welcome back, dude. You took a little 8-month hiatus, but you have officially announced the return of the Marine, coming back April 12th against Eric Lozano. What has been going on with you in your time off, my friend?
Man, for me and my time off, it's just been a lot of a lot of resting, a lot of chilling, as far as relaxing and hanging out with family, and then just kind of really busy diving into my other career. Got a couple of promotions, so taking on more role and responsibilities as far as running other clubs. And manager aspect, and it just kind of busy with life, enjoying life, and just family time. Yeah, just kind of reflecting.
So then the question is, what is it that made you decide to come back from the retirement? What was it that brought you back? Were you not happy with the way you finished it out? You still had more in the tank? You have something else to prove?
Yeah, I think I always think I think a lot of fighters, when they get to my part that I'm in my career, other fighters have been here before. One, you don't want to go out on a loss. You don't want to go on in a loss in any fashion. And I just felt like I still had more to give, more to prove, more to show, and I still have some more in the tank. I still got some more miles before I'm completely on E. And that's just kind of, every time I watch a fight, every time I watch a show, the hunger comes back. The hunger comes back to get in there and compete again and put on a show for the fans. So it's a combination of a lot of things. But at the end of the day, it just I know I can give more, and I know I can compete at a high level. So that's why I wanted to get back in there and give it one more run.
I love that. Everybody's excited. Like, people have been like getting so pumped. With hearing the rumors about you coming back, you gave a couple little, nuggets of, hints that you're coming back about a month or two ago. Everyone's excited, but they make this announcement and it's at 185 pounds. You are looking a little yoked right now. Is it just you wanted to come back at a heavier division, or are you going to make your way back down to 175? What is the plan for the return here?
You know what? I'm uncertain if I want to go back down to 75 or more. I know when I took that last fight to the Mundell fight, I was just naturally a bigger dude. I think those two fights of fighting Doolittle and then fighting Hunt, I enjoyed being heavier and walking around in a bigger, heavier weight. And I didn't overly feel comfortable. I think I kind of, I had one of those. I get all in my head back to my cutting 135, 145 pounds. When I get close to fight time, if I'm not on goal or where I want to be on goal, I start to, I wouldn't say crash cut, but I start to crash diet, maybe not the healthiest cut in mind, because I want to hit those tiers when I get closer to weigh-in time. And I just felt, even though it is more dangerous for me, to fight at 185 because they're bigger boys. Those fights at 185, I just felt comfortable with the weight. I felt comfortable with the weight cut and the movement. So I think it's just, I'm going to play it by ear. I'm going to play it by ear. But the first fight is 185, and then we'll see how I feel after that.
So you say the first fight. So you're planning on not like just a one and done? You got a few in you? What do you think?
No.
Too early?
I'm glad you brought that up because, first there was initial talk of, Mike, let's do a retirement fight and kind of advertise it as such. And I wasn't particularly a fan of doing that, like the retirement fight. If I want to come back, it's going to be, one more good run. You know what I'm saying? And when I mean by a good run, I could lose this next fight and finally be done. I could win this fight, win another fight, lose a fight, and be done. I want to know that I have I gave it one more good, honest run, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's definitely not a retirement fight.
In your time with the BKFC, the Marcel Stamps fight was supposed to be at 175. That ended up being a 185-pound fight, I believe, right? He came in heavy, and you ended up fighting at 185 or maybe 180 catch weight. And then you look great against Lorenzo for 97% of that round. And Doolittle, you mentioned Doolittle, so 185 is kind of where you've looked at. I mean, you look great in both divisions, but you look great at 185. And like, I'm not, counting my chickens before they hatch, but 185 is the new residence of like the biggest name in the BKFC right now. And back when Mike Perry entered the BKFC, a talk of a Mike Perry, Mike Richman fight was on a lot of people's tongues. A lot of people got excited about the two Mikes clashing in there. 185, if that did become your home, is that the end game? Are you trying to get a world title, or would you like to headline an event one day with Platinum versus the Marine, something like that?
Obviously, absolutely. You want those big highlight, those big kind of pay-per-view draws, those big mega shows, the big mega fights. Of course, I still want another title. I definitely want to go after one of those things. But if I could fight Perry, yeah, absolutely, I would love that. Obviously, I think that comes with the big payday, the big spotlight. He brings a big spotlight and attention to the sport, and his style with my style would make for a very exciting fight. So it has all the recipes for,
Oh yeah,
explosive.
The return of you really shakes things up a little bit. Eric Lozano, the name Eric Lozano, and Mike, you know how us fans are. We all like to play the fucking speculation game. And when we started to hear that you're coming back, we're all like, who's he going to fight? And names were like, are popping up here and there. And we're trying to guess. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Eric Lozano's name never popped into my brain. Were you surprised when that name got brought to you, or is that somebody that you were interested in fighting? Tell us about it.
You know what I think? I heard about Lozano. I've seen his fights here and there of recent. I know he had a couple of setbacks earlier in his BKFC career, and then he's been on a couple fight run. With some, I think he knocked out Richie and had some other wins. And I know he's a scrapper, and I know he's going to get after it. Did I suspect or expect to fight him? No. But I also understand promotional view and how they look at it as, all right, cool. Let's, instead of throwing Mike right in the mix for another title, another number one contender, let's get him back in the mix. And it's not to discredit Lozano, like, hey, let's give Mike a nobody fighter. I think promotional standpoint, they're like, all right, let's get Mike back in the mix. I'm grateful to still be in the main event, still being able to rock main events, and no disrespect to Lozano, but I mean, he's in the main event because of me, and that's just how it is. But he is a tough guy, and he could come out there and spoil it all, right?
Yeah. Well, he spoiled the Mike Jones. Mike Jones out in Salt Lake City is like a very big popular fighter out there, and
he's a pretty heavy favorite too.
Yeah, he was a heavy favorite. He kind of ruined Mike Jones's coming out party out there in BKFC. So he is dangerous for sure.
Yeah, he came into BKFC, fought Lorenzo. He did get knocked out in that fight. That's the only time he's been knocked out in BK. He did follow that up with knocking out Richie when he came back, and he knocked him out. He lost the decision, which was a decent fight too. He lost the decision to Bostwick, and then after that, he beat Mike Jones. So really, he's been doing pretty well. And I know he's not on a lot of people's lists. He's just not the name. He's not out there. He's not very verbose. So you're not seeing him like on your feed popping up everywhere and stuff. But he's actually a pretty good bare knuckle fighter and a tough son of a bitch too.
This is his opportunity to make a name for himself, and I'm sure he's looking at it as such, as he should. As he should.
Yeah. So Mike, we don't want to take too much of your time. I just wanted to know, like in the 8 months off, you said you've been spending a lot of time with family and everything. When did you decide retirement was the way to go? After you took the second loss in a row, was your mind just not there anymore? Did you not feel like your heart was in it anymore, and that it was time to retire? What was it that made you decide to retire? You already told us what brought you back, but what was it that made you have that decision right there?
I think maybe it was a combination of age, and maybe thinking, getting in my own head and thinking, age is catching up to me. I don't know. Obviously, Lorenzo has done really well for his age, but I have a lot of miles as far as my fight career is concerned. And maybe I was in my own head about about the age. I know you look at the I don't know what the bare knuckle, the BKFC statistics are for championship fights for fighters over 35. I don't know what those analytics look like, but I think a lot of it was just based on age. Based on age, and should I go? I've been fighting professionally since 23 years old. I'm 38 now. A lot of wars in the gym, a lot of high level fights for both MMA and bare knuckle. Chatting with my fiance Brittany, she was kind of like, ready for me to just kind of move on and move past that and kind of say goodbye to it. And I think it was just age and health thing, just looking on my, longevity of my health. And that was kind of it. The majority of it for me is in my heart, I wanted to be able to say goodbye on my own. Now, granted, it's easier to say goodbye off a loss. For all those guys that can walk away after a glorious win, I mean, all the respect to them to do that. Yeah. So, it was just more of a age and health thing.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we all were just like taken back when you announced the retirement, but we could also understand it. Like you just said, you have been in this game for a very long time and had some great success in MMA and bare knuckle. Matter of fact,
I had mixed emotions too, and I don't mean to interrupt. I think, then I start replaying everything in my head. Did I jump into the Mundell fight too quickly? Hindsight, everything. Sure. You know what? In hindsight, yeah, I probably should have waited. Hindsight's a bitch. I probably should have waited longer after getting sparked out like that by Lorenzo. I probably should have healed my brain a little bit longer, healed my mind, healed my body, everything, instead of jumping right in. But when they give you the opportunity, I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's go. And it's hard to walk away from that, because then if you walk away from that when you're ready to go again, who knows how far back in the line I could have or would have been. And a lot of things play a factor in your mind when you start looking at and playing it over.
And in that Mundell fight too, like, it very easily could have went your way right in the beginning there. And if it did, totally different future after that. It could have been completely different. I can just imagine the things that go through your head. Like you said, hindsight's 2020. You're like, oh man, like,
for sure. I mean, I replay Lorenzo's fight still in my head, not as much as I used to, but I replay.
Yeah, you just think about how different things could be. Am I gonna but then that happens, and then, like you said, you're thinking about, like, should I stay with this? Did I go too quick into the next fight? Am I ready? I've got, you've got your fiance. Are you guys engaged now? I don't want to, like, throw that out the way.
For about a year and a half, yeah.
So, you get your fiance there. You guys are building a life together. You got kids. You got this great job where you moved on. You guys are doing fantastic over there. I've been watching behind the scenes. Know what you're doing over there. You guys are kicking ass in that club. So, like, you just got a lot going on, and maybe you think, hey, it's time, and everybody else is like, no, don't leave. Where you going? You got to stay, because you are a star in bare knuckle. You are.
No, and it's humbling. It's definitely extremely humbling. I'm very grateful to always to run into fans, for one, especially when I cruise around. I don't rock, the shaved face, the mustache all the time. So, like, to come across fans that still recognize you and show you love for your bare knuckle career, and even remember you from my Bellator MMA days, to see that and to see the love and appreciation online, and then just to see the fanfare of the excitement of people when I announced that I'm coming back, it's humbling as fuck. And that's addicting, right? That's addicting. And it's hard to let go of that. Glory's fleeting, like they say. It's hard to let go of that. But, I'm just still happy to have that for, a little bit longer.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. And I'm expecting that you never really got out of the gym, right? I mean, you retired from fighting, but did you take some time away from the gym?
I took a lot away from the gym. You know, as far as getting away from the gym, like as far as sparring, I was very, very, you know, I would get in there and I would lift weights and, you know, do kind of like, you know, fitness type shit. But as far as sparring, you know, I didn't spar or take any head trauma for almost the whole time. You know, almost the whole time. That was one thing. I was like, if I do make a comeback, I want to make sure I'm good. Like good, my brain is good, my head's good, and I can come in there because I pride myself in my ability to take shots. In the beginning of my career in the gym, I had a very aggressive, just go for fucking style, go for the kill. And so yeah, as far as the gym sparring capacity, you know, I took a lot of time away from a fight training standpoint. I stepped aside. So, you know, I did a lot of eating and lifting weights.
Nice. All right. Well, you know what? That's great to hear. And and you even said it by yourself, like maybe you came back too fast after the Lorenzo thing. A lot of people might have criticized you for that. And now you had 8-9 months to recover. When you get in there next month, it'll be a full 9 months since the last time you fought. Perfect amount of time off. I'm sure you're feeling like itching to get back in there. What can we expect out of you and Eric on April 12th?
Well, I think, and I know you can expect fireworks. You know what I mean? Anytime you watch me fight, you can expect fireworks. You can expect a show. I know Eric, from my understanding, I got to rewatch some of his fights. He's a scrapper, and he likes to throw. He might have some wild looping shots, but they're still good, effective shots. They're still hurting people, and he's has some, finishes. I can knock down anyone. I can knock on anyone. I know I have the ability to still do that. I can put anyone down. It's just a matter if you're going to get back up or not. And I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a great fight.
Well, we're excited to see you back, man.
Can't wait.
It is. It's unfortunate that Mike and I won't be at this one. We were at almost every single one of your fights up until the Mundell fight.
Mm-hmm.
We missed that one. And we're going to miss this one too. So we'll be watching from home. Maybe we'll have a watch party at Mohegan Sun and get a bunch of people in the fucking bar watching you fight for the return. And we'll be cheering you guys on for sure. Welcome back, man. Thank you for coming on the show tonight.
Welcome back.
Do you have any final words to everybody upon your return here before we let you get back to work?
You know what? I'm just glad to be back, everybody, and I hope everyone's glad to have me back. And if you're near a Spearmint Rhino Gentlemen's Club anywhere in your city, make sure you stop at a Spearmint Rhino. All right?
We will be stopping.
We gotta get this Spearmint Rhino.
You better believe I'm going to make it up there at some point. I'm stopping by.
Hey, before we let you go, Mike, listen to this. Yeah. I went to a school for about a month last summer for the Army. I had to go do some for my new job. And 2 guys were from the Minnesota National Guard out there. And one of them was like an older warrant officer, and the other one was like an old Grizzly E7, right? Yeah. And I'm like, you guys go to any gentlemen's clubs out there? You ever hear of the Spearmint Rhino? And the old warrant was like, no, I don't think I ever have. The other dude was like, oh, fuck yeah, I know about this. I was like, yeah, a fucking friend of ours runs that place. Awesome BKFC fighter, great guy. Go in there, look for Mike Richman. Look for that guy. He was like, I'm going to do that. I don't know if he ever did, but he definitely knew about your place for sure.
That's badass. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you very much for coming on. Mike, do you have anything else for the Marine?
Hey, I'm so glad that you're back. When you left, we were all sad, but we're happy once again. So can't wait for April 12th to come around. It'll be here before we know it. BKFC Fight Night Tampa, Richman versus Lozano coming up. Man, unbelievable. We will keep in touch. We will talk to you soon, Mike. Thanks for coming on. And when we come back, we will be joined by Monica Franco. Take it easy, Mike.
Later, Mike.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Loco. Just wanted to thank everyone for voting for me for Breakout Fighter of the Year. At the end of the day, you already know what time it is. 2024. Time to get that belt. Have a good one.
Oh, Tony Loco Soto, the mook of the night right here. You want to say any last words to anybody? Any thanks you want to throw out there?
You fuck around with Mike and Mish, you become a pasta dish.
Oh, BKFC 35, Tony Soto. Here we go. That line right there. That's Monica Franco. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. That was Tony Loco Soto. I don't know if you know him. He's an entertaining guy.
Yeah, I kind of seen a little bit of him from like previous fights and stuff. Yeah, mahalo for having me on, you guys. It's a pleasure to be here.
All
Absolutely.
Right. Well, we
Love
had to
having
get you on.
here.
We had to get you on here for sure. You're co-main eventing in the beautiful state of Florida and Miami in a week from now, right? Well, 12 days, something like 10 days.
Yep.
I mean, it's coming right around the corner here. We were talking about you a little earlier I think it was earlier today. Me and Mike are at work and we're talking about Monica Franco. And I'm like, this girl went out there and spoiled Courtney Cameron's party out in front of her people in Denver, Colorado, and impressed the shit out of everybody that night. She's a Hawaiian fighter, got that Hawaiian spirit in her. And you're not here to mess around, right? You're here to make some noise. Tell us a little bit about, we didn't get to talk to you before or after that last fight. So for us and for our fans, please tell us a little bit about what brought you over to BKFC from your MMA career and what you're doing here and what your plan is.
Primarily just the opportunity and timing more than anything. Jules had reached out to me at the right time and negotiations happened and here I am. And I'm very excited to be on this platform. And I'm not going back to MMA. I had my first taste of it and I'm ready to like make a statement here and look to climb my way to the top for sure.
Well, you made a statement in your first fight for sure. And so well that you got yourself in your very second fight into a co-main event spot against a girl that they've been kind of spotlighting a little bit in Rosalinda Rodriguez, very established boxer, great hands and footwork and speed.
Yeah.
This is a really tough opponent for you, and you showed how tough you are out there against Courtney. What are your thoughts about your opponent coming up March 15th in Miami, and what are we expecting to see with you and Rosalinda?
I mean, I'm very excited. My entire career as an amateur and now I've never had any easy fights. So I'm excited for the opportunity to fight yet another person who's going to give me a challenge. But like you said, very established boxer. She's very technical, very slick. She likes to throw straights down the pipe. You know, I've been studying her. Does a really good job of like hopping in and out, going for angles and stuff. But I mean, I'm ready for it. You know, I've been fighting since the age of 15. This is my passion and I love to do it. I've seen things in my own game that I'm hoping to just uh, adjust for this upcoming fight. And, you know, I'm ready to go for sure.
You live out in Denver now, right? Is that where you're at?
No, I'm in Utah. I just made the
Utah.
move. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But did you grew up in Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
And at one point you were the number one ranked MMA fighter in Hawaii for your weight class. You went to Invicta. Where did you what gyms did you train out there? Anybody we know any training partners that we know?
I mean, I bounced around a lot. I mean, I started back in like '08 and '09. I did some work with Chris Lieben at Icon Gym. Um,
Nice.
Hopped into Hawaii Elite with like Max Holloway them. I don't know them personally, but you know, those gyms, Russell Doan, did a little bit of training with Rachel Ostovich and Angela Lee. Angela Lee was more just kind of like pop-in sparring type stuff. I
You
just
fought
bumped
both of them,
around.
right?
Pardon?
You fought both of them in MMA.
Yes, I did.
Did
Mhm.
you know them before that, or that's how you met them?
That's how I met them. Mhm. By fighting them, and then I had
Happens all the time, I feel like, in combat sports. People like click after they fight, you know?
Right, right. So I mean, yeah, but towards like the latter part of my career, I just put in my own teammates, very skilled people, although they don't get the spotlight. They're, everybody that I train with down in Hawaii has just wonderful talent, that our state is just so, people don't even realize like how talented the fighters are down there. So towards the latter part of my career, I just picked my teammates and, moved around with them at the UFC gym in Mililani, and then the UFC gym in Honolulu. And then I do a lot of training with my nephews too, because they also have a very um they don't fight competitively, but they are very skilled at what they do. You don't need to be in the ring to be legitimately good, so yeah.
I mean, everybody who watches combat sports knows the type of fighter that comes out of Hawaii. So, like, BJ Penn and Max Holloway are two of the greatest to ever
Yeah,
step into any kind of combat sports arena ever.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
Max just happens to be like one of my favorite fighters of all time. And
Sick.
like I introduced some friends to watching Max Holloway when just recent, like a year ago, when he fought Calvin Kattar. And
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
I got to be honest, they were like new to watching combat sports and they didn't want to watch anymore after about 4 rounds of it. They were like, when is this going to stop? I was like, dude, I don't know when it's going to stop. Kattar's corner's not doing him any favors right now, man. Like Max was on
Yeah,
point that night. It was great.
yeah,
But what I'm saying is, like, you showed that same warrior spirit that like Max and BJ and those guys have shown in that fight against Courtney Cameron. Came out there in her home turf in front of her people, ruined her day, and like took everybody by. I like because I was like not expecting what I saw. I didn't
Didn't
know.
know. That's what happens.
I didn't know what to expect because all we had seen was Courtney fight once before, and she
yeah,
was in a 5-round fight where she just absolutely dominated the first 4 rounds, and then the
right.
fifth round was kind of a bloodbath between her and
Was that the one with Crystal
yeah, with
Pittman?
Crystal. Yep,
Okay, okay,
Crystal dropped her in the fifth round too. That
okay.
was yeah, so that was the only time we had seen her fight, and she looked pretty comfortable inside the BKFC squared circle. So we were like, oh well, we'll see how this one goes. And then you went out there and you
Yeah,
beat.
I know she had fought Gabrielle before that. That's the only fight I had to go off to
Yeah,
study.
yeah.
I
Yep.
didn't see the fight against her and Crystal, but I know she fought Gabrielle
Oh yeah, that's right,
prior to
Gabrielle.
that.
Another 5-round fight too. So she's been in there for 10 rounds right before you, and so she obviously had 10 rounds of experience, and you were coming in there on your first try. So what did you think about the sport when you got in there and you first started slinging them in the first round?
Bruh, I mean, honestly, it's like you obviously don't know what to expect, but for me, it felt just like MMA. It felt no different. And I don't know, from then I just things just kind of clicked, and I'm just like, oh, like this is a place where I can let my hands go and I'm not gonna get taken down. And that's the part that excites me the most. Not that I hate MMA. I still train and I've done the grappling and stuff like that, but I grew up as a striker. I got my black belt in Taekwondo um growing up in Waianae, you kind of dabble in Waianae boxing gym real little bit, and I never do like full on. And then, but striking was always my passion. The only reason why MMA took that route was when I saw Gina Carano and Tanya Evinger fight down at the Blaisdell Arena, the Elite XC, and they inspired me to just take, part of that, because that was at the time the only platform where it seemed like women could make a decent money for actually competing and fighting and stuff. Because I had like Olympic aspirations with my taekwondo career. I wanted to, go for gold at some point, but age became a factor, injuries became a factor, and life happens, and I deterred from that path until '08 came around, or '09, whenever I saw them fight. I was still
Yeah.
training and everything at my taekwondo gym and stuff, but yeah, that's kind of what sparked it into the MMA realm.
So when you had Olympic aspirations, were you actually like training for the Olympics? Were you on
I was
like
in the Junior Olympics. I had done a couple
okay.
of Junior Olympics. I had got like gold and silver over there. And
Wow.
then, I mean, I wanted to um, pursue that, but then it just, it never came to fruition, and it is what it is.
At any point during during the fight with Courtney Cameron, did you want to revert back to some taekwondo and kick her in the side of her
Small kind.
head?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of did happen, but I've been focusing on not doing that.
Yeah.
Definitely just kind of out of like natural habit for sure. It kind of like came out a few times, but yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Best of the Best?
With Van Damme. Wait, no, but I feel like I have. I feel like I
It,
have.
it's like a tournament. They're in a tournament. I don't think it's the Olympics, right, Kyle? But it's a
No.
taekwondo tournament.
Right. Yeah. It's like a world tournament, and it's got
1989.
Oh wow,
Super
I'm gonna.
good. Eric Roberts, James Earl Jones.
yeah, it
Man,
was a really good movie. And I think they ended
I
up
love
doing
them.
like 2 or 3 of them actually.
Oh, okay. No, I
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
seen that, but I did see The Quest, and I think that one had Van Damme in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Jean-Claude Van Damme. My one of my favorite martial arts movies of all time is Bloodsport for sure.
Oh, yep, I know that
Kumite.
one.
Yeah, a little Kumite action for sure.
Who doesn't love that one?
Well, hey, so BK Jules ends up calling you, right? When
Uh-huh.
had you talked to Jules prior to her getting in touch with you and offering you the Courtney Cameron fight, or was that the first contact with the BKFC and you jumped on it?
Yeah, no, that was the first contact that when she reached out, and we made it happen, and I'm very fortunate for that, very appreciative of that for sure.
Quite a few quite a few girls have come over from Invicta, or have Invicta experience in their past, like
Mhm.
Pearl and
Yeah.
I think Maia fought for them too,
Okay.
and Rachel Ostovich, and
Yeah.
yeah, so you're not the first. So I wonder if she has contacts with the Invicta people, and they're pointing her in directions of the tough ones, because they're not going to just point them in the directions of like the grapplers. You know what I mean? Somebody that can actually throw hands.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
Even
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Faria
mean,
was Invicta.
Who was? Yeah,
Faria.
Christine Faria. That's right, Christine Faria.
yep,
Yes. So
yep. She
yeah,
knocked out Rachel.
yeah,
Yep.
I watched that fight.
a lot of good talent come out. So what are your thoughts? Okay, before we wrap this up with you, what do you think about Misfit Faria? That's kind of like the ultimate goal for most females that come over here and step into the squared circle. The end game is kind of Misfit right now. What are your thoughts on her? And
Oh
can you
man.
envision yourself with her in there at some point?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would love to step into the squared circle with her. I mean, if you're not in this platform or an organization to fight the best of the best, then what are you doing here?
Right.
And I mean, you always have, even when I was in Invicta, I had championship goals. It's just, life happens, different opportunities happen, and it is what it is. But I mean, she's a beast. She's a savage. She's clearly has a lot of success at what she does, but it would definitely be a goal to compete against her, depending on what weight class I'm going to. Because I mean, I have me and my manager and some talks of like what weight class we wanna like fight at. But I mean, she's definitely up there for sure. I
So
love fighting savages. I mean, I honestly like Raquel Paoluhi is another example. Like she was my first amateur fight. She's now like Raquel Canito. She fought Amanda Nunes and almost could have beat Amanda Nunes in Invicta. And I've never had any easy fights ever. Even the local girls that I fought, I've had about maybe, I don't know, 14 amateur fights down in the islands, and that's not including like kickboxing events or taekwondo stuff. And so I mean, I'm excited. I'm ready for the challenge. I've always been ready, and the time is here, and
I
I'm
can't.
I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait till this fight, March 15th, because like we
Same.
already said, you're a high level fighter, high level striker, but a different kind of striker than Rosalinda. Rosalinda is a traditional boxer coming. She's I think 13-1 or 13-0,
13 and
13-1.
0, I
So
think. I think
yeah,
she's
yeah,
undefeated all the way through, so that's also
yeah.
exciting.
That's gotta excite you. Now, your first fight, before we let you go, your first fight was at 135, right, against
Correct.
Courtney. This one's
Mhm.
at 125 with Rosalinda. When you just said that you and your manager want to decide on what you want to do, is it between those two or going down to is
It's
115
actually it's probably a little bit, yeah, it's probably gonna be the lower one, or it's between
lower?
25 and 15. Mhm.
Okay,
Wow.
Yeah.
man. So
That
you,
happens a lot, I feel like. At least it happened to Gabby. Gabby still hasn't fought at her own weight.
yeah, poor
She can't
Gabby.
get there.
Yeah.
All
Shit.
right,
You're
yeah,
like
that's
stuck outside your own weight class. You can't even get to it.
Yeah. Wait, what, Gabby is naturally 115, yeah?
Yeah.
Or
well, yeah. So so the first fight that she fought Courtney at was on like
right.
3 days' notice, and it was at 145.
Okay.
And Gabby wants to fight at 115. So she took a 145 fight on like 4 days'
Okay.
notice. Then the second fight, she was hoping to fight at 115. It was against Martina Kroll, 125.
Mm.
And then she was like, after that one, she's like, I'm going down to 115. That's my natural weight class.
Right.
Next fight comes around, she fights Jad Masan Wong at
Yeah.
125 again, who is
Right.
probably next up for a
Gosh,
title.
I mean, I was watching, I was just like, tie it up, because she got caught. I was
Yeah,
like, tie it up, give yourself some time to breathe, and she gave too much space. I was like,
right.
shucks. But yeah, it was a good fight. I always respect everybody, win or lose. Like, it takes a lot to get in there. Nobody knows except for the people who step in there. So
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
I think Gabby will do great down at 115. I think Jad is just powerful. Like she looked like a freaking truck going in there. Like
it'd be
she's
fun to fight.
yeah.
Honestly, I'd love to fight her.
Oh, I
At
love it.
25, I would love to fight her. She'd be fun to fight. There's a
She's
lot of
another one
pukas
with
that I see that I would capitalize on. So, you know, I
she's another
mean,
one
but
with
I'm not
MMA
thinking
experience.
ahead. I'm never gonna like think ahead of the next one because, with all respect, like the people that I step in there with, they're all quality. So I gotta focus on what I gotta focus on with Rosalinda, and we'll make it
Ab-
happen.
Absolutely. It's always the next one. The what is it's the Bill Belichick. We're from New England, so like we're football fans, and Bill Belichick. It's
Nice.
always the next game. You never look past the next game. You
Yep.
never look
Yep.
past the next fight.
I'm
So
such a
with that,
Brady fan.
yeah, hell yeah, who isn't? You
Yeah.
know. So you March 15th, Monica Franco, Rosalinda Rodriguez, co-main event down in Miami, Florida. Before we let you go, do you see this fight? How do you see this fight playing out between you and her? Do you see it going all five? What are you envisioning in your head with this one?
Um, I'm prepared for everything, but I mean, in my amateur career, I know I can drop people. So, I mean, I'm gonna look for a finish, but I'm also ready to go the distance. But again, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for everything, whatever may happen in there. But I definitely am gonna look to command the center a little bit more and look to finish and sit down on some stuff. I feel like uh I I felt I feel like I can do that a little bit more. So that's what I want to try and do, is just really command the center and do phone booth style boxing, because that's what it seems like they want to promote anyway. So let's just fight in a fucking phone booth. Why the hell not? You know? I mean, really.
Let's do
Just
it.
don't run
I'd love to
away.
hear it.
I know.
Let's just go. Let's just go.
That is music to BKFC fans' ears for sure.
Oh yeah.
March 15th, clash of two different style strikers here. It's going to be fireworks for sure. Monica Franco, thank you very much. Do you have anything else that you want to say to anybody? Any shout outs that you want to do before I let you go?
No, as always, I always like to thank the people who give me the opportunity, which is you guys, to be on this platform and to discuss things. Always grateful to God and my Ohana and my friends that continue to support, my teammates who help me in every way. And my sponsors, Just Blazed, for sure, Bang for Bang. Oh goodness, I think it's HKA USA.
Yeah, HKUSA.
Yeah,
Nick Hampson,
Yep.
good dude.
We know Nick.
yeah. TMH Fit and Sure Fit mouth guards. Those are my sponsors, so very grateful and thankful to them. And then my manager as well. And yeah, thank you again, you guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, well, best of luck to you. I wish we could be there and enjoy the weather down there in Miami and then catch some fights that night, but we will not be there for this one, unfortunately. Best of luck to you. I hope you
Mahalo.
have a great fight. And Mike, do you have anything else for Monica?
Monica, thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully you'll come back and give us some more of your time after this
Would love
fight.
to.
And, I'm looking forward to see what the future brings for you here in
Would love
BKFC.
to. Mahalo,
So,
you guys.
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank
It
you.
was great talking to you. And when we come back, we will be joined by Super Chad.
Later.
I'm not trying to show off or anything, but Beck wanna stop my titty. Oh yeah, baby.
Yes,
Yeah. I don't know.
Yo.
Chad, I don't know if you ever had the chance, but do you ever have Beck Rollins sign your titty?
Wait, what? What?
So
No.
So long story short, or short story shorter, that was the BKFC 41 after party. And Elvin Brito met Beck Rawlings, and Beck Rawlings signed his titty. That's what he was saying. He was bragging.
Okay.
Humble brag, he did.
Okay. I've never had that.
Me neither.
All right. Well, now that we got that out of the way, Chad, welcome to the fucking show. This is the Mike and Mish show. And my man, I reached out to you because on this past Saturday, you burst onto the scene at the BKFC Prospect Series up in Edmonton, Canada. You got to finish nasty fucking body shots. You finished your opponent. But you didn't just do it in the ring that night. Like, you were spotlighted on the tryout series that they do. You did some improv. We got to talk a lot about this. Let's start with this. Who the hell is Chad Lucanas, and why should we be excited to see you in the BKFC?
Well, shit, man. You know, as you can see from that first performance, I can perform. I like to entertain. That's the thing. Like, my thing is I like to put smiles on people's faces. So, you know, fighting puts a smile on a lot of people's faces. And, you know, it's just something I found that I'm, you know, pretty good at. And, you know, you take both, make it into one thing. It could be a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
So,
Dude,
yeah.
So you were on you went to the tryout. You did the tryout
I went to the
series.
tryouts. Yeah.
You hung out with Chris Lytle. You got to do a little improv. What was it like when they approached you and said that we want you to be one of the spotlight fighters on this series that we're doing? Did you know that was coming, or were you nervous when they said that? Did you feel like you had to like kind of perform a little more? What was that like?
So it was like I was like chilling at work. Like I'm at work right now actually. Like and so I'm just sitting there and then the director hits me up being like actually no. Let's go back like a week before that. So my coach texts me, one of my coaches, Ryan Ford. He's like, hey, by the way, like, you know, one of the BKFC media guys or something are gonna hit you up. I'm like, okay, I'm just looking out for it. And so he sends me that text. And then next thing you know, I'm like chilling at work. I get that text from the director of the show, and he's like, hey, man, you know, we're coming to Edmonton, do a tryout. We want to film you for the reality show, like, because we usually do, like, a feature on a few fighters from, like, the city and all that. And I was like, okay, like, why not? I was like, that's dope. I was like, sweet, okay. And I'm like, damn, this is what my coach was talking about. And And then no, it was cool, man. I was so down for it. I was like, okay, whatever, let's do it. And then he tells us like, yeah, come meet us at this theater to do like some improv. And I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean improv? And then he's like, well, we're gonna do like some improv stuff. And then he's telling me like, because this is on the phone, and he was like, yeah, like we're just gonna run like how to learn how to talk on camera and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool, I'm down, whatever. And then so it just told me where to meet up, when to meet up, and then we went, and then we filmed all that, and then it was cool.
It's I feel like you have potential to be a star in this company, and you proved it that night. You destroyed your opponent. You weren't the only. You had teammates there, right? And like you and your whole team kind of performed that night. What is the name of your gym that you guys all come from there?
We known as the Wolf House.
The Wolf House, and that's in Edmonton.
Right in Edmonton. Yeah.
Yeah, your boy Hassan, murdered.
Man.
He fucking murdered that guy in the ring.
Bro, okay, this is the thing I tell people all the time. When Hassan fights, don't blink. Just don't blink, because you'll never know. This guy, the thing is with Hassan, he's a tough dude. He's a dog. Like when he comes to fight, he comes to fight. Like the guy is just, when it's game time, it's game time. And then I always tell people, I'm like, don't blink, because you're gonna miss something crazy. And look what he does, man. Like,
that was a nasty knockout.
What was the
nasty.
story? What was the story behind that? Because, at the weigh-ins, there was a whole push and shoving and yelling match. And I was like, who's he talking about? Who was he supposed to fight?
Dalton?
Yeah, didn't he? You were supposed to fight my boy. Now you're going to fight me because you're
done. Okay. Like, pretty much what happened is, like, he was supposed to fight Drew, and, what happened pretty much was Drew was like, Dalton apparently was like, oh, like I signed up for 155, Drew's 165, and Drew's like, well, I'll do 155, and then Dalton's like, nah, and then Hassan goes and he's like, I'll fight you, and then they were like, okay, and then then they start, but the thing was like, there's like, just like trolls on Instagram that are like talking to Hassan and all that, and then things just got heated. And
do you think?
What's that?
Sorry, I was gonna say, do you think? I was gonna say, like, do you think Hassan kind of took it personally because of the fact that this guy's like, oh no, I don't want to fight that other guy, but I'll fight this guy because he thinks maybe it's an easy win. Hassan's gonna be an easy win, and Hassan's like, are you serious? We'll see about that.
No, not at all. See, to me, I was like, I don't know why he wants to take Hassan. That's like just stylistically not the fight he should have taken, but hey, he wanted it, whatever, he agreed to it, and man, I give the guy props. Like, bro, like he took a good amount of shots in that first round that, would put out a lot of guys. He's got a chin. Like, I'll say that. Dude got a chin, he's tough, but like, that's the thing, you can't just be blocking punches with your face the whole fight, bro. Like, you're gonna go to sleep at some point, especially with a guy that hits like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's talk about you and your fight. Now you're a Filipino fighter, right? Like, are you you draw inspiration from Manny Pacquiao? I'd imagine is everybody's favorite. What was the weight class you fought in? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Lightweight, 155.
155.
Yeah.
That's gonna be your home, 155.
No, honestly, like I kind of just signed up for that at the tryouts because I was like, let's do 155 because I was a little heavier back then.
Yeah.
Back in and then
listen, I didn't want to say it, but you looked a little heavy in the fucking tryout video.
Oh, bro, I went to those tryouts, bro. I went to those tryouts after a night of like pizza and wings and just hanging out with my bros, and then I was like, shit, okay, I'm gonna go to the BKFC tryouts, and then I went to the tryouts, and then
So are you saying that you're gonna go down from 155?
Like. I'm thinking of going down to like 145 now, see how my body feels and stuff, and see what I can do there. I never fought at 155 before. This is the first time I ever fought at 155.
All your previous fights were at what?
Amateur. I fought like 165 all the way to 178.
Oh, okay. So you fought heavier in amateurs. All right.
Yeah, I was a fat kid, man. I was like just
All right.
horrible with my diet. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you looked great that night,
Thanks, man.
and dude, you look crisp as hell. And I like one thing I wanted to point out was those body shots. Like you were cracking him in the head, in the face as well, but ultimately you popped him with a shot to the face, and that I think rattled him a little bit. But then you started ripping his body. Now, is that something that when you were studying up to fight in BKFC, I'm not sure if you knew your opponent very well to even do any studying on him, but studying the sport, did you recognize that a body shot is super important in the sport when there's no gloves involved? Because the best of the best out there, the Mike Richmans, the Luis Palominos, those guys, they pepper the fucking body. Austin Trout came in here
Yep.
from
Oh yeah.
like
Oh
they
yeah.
ripped the body. So is that
Yep.
something that you had planned for?
Planned? No. I did not plan that. That was all just I was
Improv.
just
Improv.
you could say that, yeah. It
Yeah.
was pretty much, like I just remember because like the thing is like what I've always known and I've always noticed in like combat sports, like, from boxing to MMA to Muay Thai, like even with gloves or no gloves, like when you hit to the body, like just clean and at least a few times, like no matter what, the head's gonna fall.
Mm.
Like if someone like isn't blocking the body and just when you're hitting the body, it just over like over a few shots, like especially when they're clean, man, like that's just gonna win somebody. And when you're tired, you can't do nothing, right? Like when you lose your breath, like you can't really do nothing. It's like hard to defend yourself. It's hard to counter because you're tired. Like your wind is
Oh
just
yeah.
getting knocked out of you, right? So, and that's the thing is like like my coaches, they always tell me. Well, like the thing was, they always told me like like just don't be head hunting up and down, right? Like mix it up. And then yeah, I just kind of noticed like during the fight, like the way he would defend, he would do like like high elbows like this type of
Yeah.
thing, right?
Just
So
opening up
I
the
just
body.
saw, yeah, the elbows were high, and I was like, well, shit. I was like, let's see what happens. And I just would rip the body, and I also remember I took note at the tryouts. Lytle was always saying, he was like, yeah, like work the body, like in bare knuckle, you want to work the body because like these are like, they're smaller, they're sharper, and if they're just clean, they're just gonna hurt like way more than like, like the surface area of a glove,
Yeah.
right? I
Oh
just
yeah.
feel like the harder and smaller a shot is, it's just gonna really just do something, right? And then yeah, no, when I just saw the openings, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just rip the body. And then that was the thing, I kept hearing my corner. And I just remember my coaches being like, go to the body, go to the body. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go to the body. And then just, yeah, next thing you know, I was like, damn, I did that. That's crazy.
I also imagine it hurts your hands a hell of a lot less than punching someone in the skull.
Yeah, like
Hitting
that
them in
was
the
the thing.
body.
Like, yeah, like a couple of times I hit him in the face. Like, yeah, I cut up my knuckles and stuff. But man, that was like, whoa, hitting with no gloves, that is the rawest shit I've ever done.
I bet.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You're a barber, right? You cut hair.
Yeah, look, I'm at the
Yeah, I
shop
see a
right
chair
now.
over there on the left. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's the barber shop.
Do you work your hands are your bread and butter.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yet
The money makers.
you're fighting bare knuckle now. You're
Now
not.
I'm fighting bare knuckle. I never saw myself doing this at all either. That's the thing.
You know who else is a barber and a fighter?
Drew,
Right.
my boy Drew.
Oh, Ryan Reber. You know Ryan Reber?
Ryan Reber? No, who's Ryan Reber?
Ryan Reber is a 5-0, probably
BKFC?
next. Yeah, he's 5-0,
That guy cuts hair
145.
too.
135.
135. Sorry,
Oh,
he's next
35.
next
Okay.
for probably Keith Richardson, possibly.
Okay.
Yep. He's
Yeah.
a barber.
He's a barber
also.
too. That's sick. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
he has a shop down in like Clearwater or something like Clearwater, Florida.
Oh,
He has
dang.
his own shop. Yeah,
That's
man.
dope.
Yeah, you guys cutting fades and catching fades. Is that what you're doing?
Catch a fade or get faded. That's my motto. Catch a fade or get faded.
Catch a fade or get faded. Now, dude, so you get in there, right? You
Yeah.
get the finish. You
Yeah.
get on the mic with Cyrus Fees.
Yeah.
And this was the second part of your coming out party here. Like, Is that how you are at all times? Are you very very vocal and verbose? Like you don't give a fuck. You'll just say whatever the hell you want on the
Oh
microphone
yeah,
because
I keep it real. I say whatever the hell I want. Like I just well, like I don't know. I kind of heard the other like yesterday. The other film was like, "Oh man, he swore a little too much," and I'm just like, "Oh
Yeah,
no,"
I heard him say
you
that.
know. I was like, "Oh no," I was like, "Oh man," but you know, yeah.
You're good.
Like I know I got to work on that on TV and stuff. Like, I like when I watched it over, I was like, "Oh shit," I was like, I did swear a lot, but I
You're just
straight
doing
up,
the Nate Diaz
yeah,
thing.
you were
I
channeling
did.
your inner Nate.
No,
That's right.
I did. Like that was the thing. I was like, I'm calling this guy out now. I want this fight. So it just went. It just happened.
Hey, it's better to do and ask forgiveness, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
what you did.
the call out.
The call out.
Let's
Yes.
talk about the call out.
The call out.
Salt Poppy.
Salt Poppy.
What is the beef with you and Salt Poppy?
Okay, this is my thing. I don't know the guy. It's not like personal or nothing. It's just to me, I'm like, yo, I've been busting my ass off for so long. And then this influencer comes along, okay, and takes my fire of being the face of the Philippines for combat sports. And I'm like, whoa, okay, that's cool, that's hilarious, that's funny, right? It's funny, it's real cute, you know. You're an influencer that learned how to fight. Okay, nice. But now you're calling yourself Super Salt Poppy? No. Like you're not taking that from me. Like that's me. You can't take super from me, man. So then I was like, and then the thing was like, it was just, I don't know, just as a joke, my buddies always be like, yo, you should just call him out. Like it'd be hilarious. Right. So then about a year ago, I hit up my one bro and I'm like, yo, man, can you make like this little poster of just me and him? And then he's like, what do you want to say? And then I just told him, and then he just did his thing. Then I posted it. And then yeah, like it wasn't getting any like crazy traction, like because I just I tried to get people to share it and tag them and just comment, right? Because I was like, maybe who knows if you could see it one day, right? And yeah, to me, I was like, bro, if I feel like I would be such a good like test for him to where, hey man, like if you really want to, try and see yourself in the real fight world, I would love to show you and open the door for you and welcome you to my world.
I love that in the comments right now, Ty Culverhouse says, "What the fuck is Salt Poppy?"
Yeah, and he spelled it Poppi too. So nobody knows who Salt Poppy is. I'm not going to say nobody, but a lot of people in a certain demographic
I
of
know,
people don't know who the hell he is. If you're a age, like I'm age, say I'm 40, right? I didn't know who the hell Salt Poppy was. However, I do watch the Misfit boxing and the influencer boxing.
Yeah, he's
so
on that. Oh, he's on that.
He was. So I probably watched him fight and didn't even know who he was, like didn't remember it.
Yeah.
Tell people who he is.
Salt Poppy is he's an influencer, he's just like, he just was making dance videos on TikTok. I find those all hilarious. Like, it's not like I hate the guy. No, it's just, to me, it's like, no, you're not taking super for me. Okay. And one, like, I'm the face of Philippine combat sports. You're not taking this from me, right? This influencer is not taking this from me. I bust my ass off way too hard. Like, no, it's my time. You're not taking this.
So, yeah, and I think you're going to be back in there soon. I think they're going to try to get you back in there soon. As long as you're healthy, I don't think you took any damage besides a couple cuts on your knuckles.
I got like a little black eye showed up today, like right there from that one jab I ate.
Little delayed reaction. It popped up today.
Just literally, it's weird. Like my cheek was sore for like the last couple of days, and then just this morning I wake up and I'm looking and I'm like, whoa, there's a black eye, and then
When the fuck did this guy hit me?
Yeah, I was like,
before we move on, did Salt Poppy ever say anything to you? Have you ever gotten any traction with him at all?
No.
Oh,
that's why I was like,
you might now.
Yeah, that was the thing. I was like, you know what?
Just keep sharing it and hashtag Salt Poppy, and he'll eventually search his own name.
Oh yeah.
There it'll be.
Oh yeah, because I feel like with my performance I did, people will definitely be sharing it to him. Right, I feel like people would like to see that fight because I feel like it'd be really entertaining. He's a southpaw. I'm a southpaw. We probably walk around the same weight. I'm like, I just have one pro fight. So we can make something happen.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah,
man.
I'm down. For the culture, right? For the culture, I want to do it for the culture. So I feel like it'd be sick because he's got a lot of fans, a lot of youngins that are looking up to him too. And I'm like, hey man, let's put on a show.
Well, put on a show you did.
Thank
So well, in fact, that the boss is giving you a bonus. We don't know. I don't know if you heard that. I'm sure you heard
Okay.
this.
I found that out. It was the funniest thing. Like I was at home and I'm getting ready to go to work, and my mom was watching that live thing happen with the Bare Knuckle show, right, with David Feldman when he was on it, and the next time I heard her scream, because I was telling her, I was like, I'm pretty sure Hassan's gonna get a bonus. Like he, like that knockout.
That was
like,
a highlight reel knockout.
Yeah, like that's contender for knockout of the year. That's gotta be like that was crazy, right? So I was like I was just so like I just knew like I was like hella excited for him. I was like I know he's gonna get a bonus, right? And then we find out he's announcing bonuses, and then next thing my mom screams. I go upstairs. I'm like, what happened? And then she was like, you and Hassan got a bonus, and I was like, what? I was like, me, and then just it was crazy.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're so happy for you getting a bonus.
Thank you, man.
Impressing the fans, impressing the boss. He did say that he wants you to get one more fight on the Prospect Series before you go to the big show, but you know that you're going to be back now, which is awesome.
That's right.
Which is dope,
yeah, which is dope. So it's like one of those, Dana White Contender Series situation.
Yeah,
like,
that's what it looks like. Yeah.
He has a guy. He's had a few guys that have gone on to do real things in the UFC that had to fight twice on the Contender Series. This is your time to shine. If you move to 145, I'm telling you right now, the 145-pound division is the most intriguing division in the BKFC. I stand by that statement. There are killers. That is the first division in the BKFC that I believe has like a solid top 10. Like every other division's got a solid top 5. There are 10 serious names in there.
Killers.
And you go out there and you do your thing in your second fight and make it at 145 or make that your next trip. You're gonna be right in the mix with a bunch of awesome fighters. So good, best of luck to you, my friend.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And with that said, we're gonna be wrapping this up in a minute because we got another guest coming on in a few minutes. Anything you want to say to the audience that's gonna be probably seeing more of you in the not so near future? Or in the near future.
Yes, right.
In probably in the near future, I'm saying. What do you got to say to the BKFC fans that should get used to seeing your face?
Just enjoy the ride because it's gonna be fun.
That's it, man.
That's it.
You get on the microphone with Cyrus Fees and you won't stop talking. But now we give you an opportunity to talk to the fans. And you don't want to fucking say anything.
Hey man, I didn't just knock someone out just now. Like
adrenaline was high.
Yeah.
No,
all I gotta say is
styling, profiling.
Too slick, too fast, too nice with it, man.
That's right. He was feeling it.
Yeah.
You imagine you grab the mic, Cyrus started pulling it away, you just grab the mic. Give me that mic.
I wish I could have done that, man.
I could tell Cyrus went the first time you swore. Cyrus did.
I know he was going like this.
He did like a half pull, but he gave it back.
Like this. Yeah.
But Cyrus knows the whole thing. So we all kind of do. So it was like we knew what you were gonna say next. So he went to go pull it away, but then just gave right back to you, knowing you're about to swear again. And you did. And they pulled it away a little bit further, but then he gave it back. So it was and then he gave it back to you again. And then just before you finished, he pulled it away. I was like, wait, what the hell? You're already done with the swearing at that point. Might as well just let you keep going.
Oh, that was so funny.
Oh yeah, it was funny. We watched it a few times today during break at work.
Yeah, it was great. Hey man, for everybody that's tuning in right now, go follow him on Instagram. Super with two S's.
Super Chad.
It's right down at the bottom there. Follow him on his social medias. Those are the only ones that I could find. Do you have a TikTok or anything like that as well?
I got a TikTok. Same thing. It's the same Super Chad. Double S.
All right.
Double S Super Chad.
Everybody go give him a follow. And thank you very much for coming on here, man.
Man, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it. This is dope.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
We had to get you on here. You made the most noise on the show. You know what I'm saying? Of the prospects, of the
Thank you.
prospects fighting on the series, the knockout that Hassan had was better, Chad. His was
Oh
better.
yeah, bro.
His-
I have watched his highlights more than I've watched my own highlights.
Yeah,
Like like I was like, dude, that was crazy. Like that was
yeah.
crazy.
His knockout was better, but I think you made more of a splash. So I'm just giving
Thank
you
you.
that. So
Thank
thanks
you,
for coming
thank you,
on,
brother,
Mike.
thank you.
Go ahead, man.
I was actually doing a watch party, like a fight companion thing with another podcast, a BKFC podcast, Knuckletown. And
Knuckletown,
though
okay.
we were on there, and you know who Joe Elmore is? Do you know Joe Elmore? If you don't know who so you got to look up Joe Elmore. He's
Joe Elmore.
a well-known fighter in BKFC.
Okay.
He has fought a bunch of guys. He's a brawler, just a super entertaining but awesome guy. We were watching your fight. I was on there when your fight was on, and a lot of people had a lot of good things to say about you, and he was one of them. And he's a guy you get complimented from. Once you see his fights and stuff, you're gonna definitely be happy. He gave you some compliments. He was liking your fighting
Joe
style.
Elmer?
Joe Elmore, Elmore. Yes.
Elmore.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's a badass dude. He gets some crazy ass.
His nickname is Hitman187, and he's ultra violent in the BKFC. Yeah, he's also funny as hell and like a really good time to him and his wife might be the funnest couple in the BKFC to hang out with. If you ever go to an event, go to an event and him and his wife are there and he's not fighting, hang out with them. You'll have a great time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds dope. Yeah, I'll check him out.
He was enjoying your fight. He was enjoying the way you were fighting. He
awesome.
fought. You remember Leonard Garcia from UFC?
Okay,
he was in the UFC. Yeah. He fought Leonard Garcia in a crazy ass fight in BKFC 16. He's fought Tom Schoaf, Connor Turney, Dustin Pegg. Like he's a heavy-handed, crazy dude. He'll stand and bang. He's one of those guys. Like he wants to stand in the ring and just fucking bang. He doesn't care about win lose. He just wants to go.
Like Mike Perry, man.
He's a badass dude.
Yeah, he's an adrenaline junkie. Elmore has come on our show many times and talked about how much of an adrenaline junkie he is. So nothing boring is in his life. He'll be jumping out of planes. He
jumped out of like a plane like 150 something times or something ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a rapper. He's a fighter. He's a fucking comedian. Like he's funny as hell. So, anyways, you impressed him.
You impressed.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. That's dope.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, thank you very much for coming on here. Chad Lucanas, who is Super Chad, the face of Filipino combat sports.
Yes, sir.
Not that Salt Poppy.
Yeah, whatever. I thought Salt Poppy was the guy who did this.
Me too.
On a steak. But that's not him. That's Salt Bay.
That's Salt Bay.
Not to be confused with Salt Poppy.
Salt Poppy does this. He's got the salt in his hand, and then he does all this finessing shit while he's pouring the salt on the food. He's that guy. Yeah.
Chad, I'm gonna do something before we let you go because we're waiting on our next guest, and there's a -1% owner of our show that has asked me to ask you this question 87 times in the comments.
Yeah, we call him -1%.
Big
yes,
Ben.
it is.
Yo, that's my guy, man.
Yes.
I love that guy. That guy is awesome. I hung with that guy a lot back.
There he is right here. There he is.
Ask Chad.
See him?
When he met me, Big Ben. Yo, Big Ben, what's your Instagram, man? Follow me.
He
doesn't have one.
He don't have an Instagram. You know
How
what?
do I get connected with this guy then?
Messenger.
Yeah, he's on Grindr.
Oh.
I'm just joking.
Whoa. Oh, I'm not, man. I'm sorry, I'm not.
The only way to get in touch with him. You can get in touch with him on Facebook Messenger. We'll send you his
Facebook Messenger.
We'll get you in touch with him.
Yeah, no, he's a cool guy. Like that guy was really, really dope dude to work with the whole time, and just he's a fun dude.
Ben is one of the most loyal people you'll ever meet in your life, and if he likes you, he has your back. If he likes you, Big Ben has your back to the fucking death, and he seems to really like you. So you have a 6'7" goon every single time you're at a BKFC event now.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Oh shit, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Big Ben.
Thanks, it. Man. That's it. He's a good dude for sure. Chad, thank you so much for coming on here. We're gonna let you go and have a great night. Mike, you got anything else for him?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Super Chad. Thanks for coming on. And I guarantee you're coming back on this show, and we will hopefully see you live at an event in the future. Maybe not the next fight, but we'll see because we go to a lot of these events. So we will meet. So thanks a lot, Chad. When we come back, we will be joined by Eduardo Concepcion. See you later, Chad.
Peace, guys.
Later, brother.
I mean, it just happened, right? Lorenzo Hunt gave up the 85-pound championship, gave up the 205-pound championship to challenge for the heavyweight championship.
Which is going to be huge.
So it just happened.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, let's make these guys earn their title shot and let's do a four-man tournament, right?
Yeah, that's
and
what I
then
thought.
as we're trying to assemble the four-man tournament, there are a lot of very good guys in the 185-pound division, but I think the two guys that have really earned their mark here, fought anybody, and really deserved the shot is Jomi Escoboza versus Jared Warren.
Ooh, there it is.
So we're not going to do the four-man tournament. We're going to do that fight for the vacant 185-pound championship, June 21st at the Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida.
That's going to be awesome. I know the fans have been calling for that fight. And
Woo!
News. We have a guy returning to the BKFC ring, Eduardo Concepcion, owner of one of the fastest knockouts in BKFC history. I don't remember how many seconds it was, but what was it? 7? 3?
5, actually.
5 seconds. BKFC 18. I got the poster right up here on my wall. That was a great night. Welcome to the show, man. We saw you down at at the Hard Rock.
Yeah. Hollywood, yes, sir.
Yep, corner in Blas, right? Alberto Blas.
Yep.
And we asked you, when the hell are we going to see you back in there? And then not freaking a day later, or did we already know? Did we know?
Like right away.
I feel like we just found out right afterwards.
Yep.
I can't wait, to be honest. It's been a while. It's almost like 2 years already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
April 22, was it we talked about? Was that what it was?
Yeah.
That again?
April 2022 or something like that?
That's correct. Yep. You're right.
God.
Yeah.
Well, man, you burst onto the scene. Your second fight was against you burst on your scene, you get that quick knockout. You barely got to even show anything in the ring. And the crazy part about a really fast knockout like that is like you work your ass off. You train so hard, and you were with Boxar. Are you still with Boxar?
No.
Okay. Back then you were training at Boxar. Boxar at that time. Boxar had like everybody, man, like Hector and Joey Beltran and Britton Hart. Like all you guys were there. They were thriving, and it was like a Boxar heavy card that night.
Yep.
So you guys had like a series, like a reality series going on leading up to that fight. They're spotlighting you, Cuban fighter. You're making your debut, and it's over in 5 fucking seconds.
It was crazy. It's actually, I was the first fight of the night, and boom, the second fastest knockout. It was crazy, to be honest. And it was like also there was like 5 fighters from Boxer that night, and they all got the win. Believe it or not, it was a crazy night.
That was it. That was the night that the power went out at the Hard Rock, and that card from your fight to the Joey Beltran Sam Shoemaker fight was like 5 hours apart from each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny? My friend, one of my closest friends, he was telling me, Eddie, you gotta be ready because you're gonna be the first fight of the night, and not too many people are gonna be there watching you. So forget about that. And I was like, I was supposed to start fighting at 8 between 8:15, and they got delayed because of the storm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I get to the ring, it was a full crowd.
That must have been something, man.
Like a fuel injection for me.
I remember watching the series that Boxar was doing with you guys, and they were like spotlighting all you guys, and you had talked in that about telling your father that you were fighting, but you hadn't told your mom yet. When did you eventually tell your mom that you were fighting bare knuckle? Did you wait until after it was over, or did you tell her like right before?
I wait like I would say a week before, because she started like seeing me like training like crazy every single day, even 2-3 times a day.
She knew something was up.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people from sponsors, doing interviews and all that. and I had to tell the truth. So I called. I said, "Mom, we need to talk." So I started talking, and at that moment, to be honest, she didn't like it. Out of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, one of your sons telling you, he's gonna fight pro, bare knuckle, no glove. She got crazy.
What mom would?
Exactly.
What mom would like that? You know what I mean? Like if I called my mom and was like, "Mom, I'm not covering bare knuckle anymore. I'm actually gonna fight somebody in 2 months in Tampa, Florida, and you live in Fort Myers, so you better drive your ass over there and watch me punch somebody." She would lose her shit. I know my mom. She would
What?
She would say, "You're 42 years old and this is the worst decision of your life." But you know what? I'm not you. You are obviously highly skilled and trained. So let's talk about now. You had that quick knockout. Then you fought Doug Coltrane, and Coltrane had got the win, and then he goes on to end up fighting for a title afterwards. So you fought somebody that went after the Dave Mundell's title. Talk about the transition from one fight to the next, and how are you right now heading into fight 3?
It was kind of difficult for me, losing that fight. But you know what? I mean, I got experience. I had that experience. It was only 5 seconds in my whole pro career. That's nothing. And then fighting a tough dude like Coltrane, it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know if I told you before, but I broke my thumb in that fight, second round.
You told us
it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. I lost it. I mean, whatever. That's fine. But I broke my thumb in the second round, and it was for me. It was kind of difficult for me. That every time I was throwing punches, it hurt. It was hurting me at that moment. But it's fun. Anyway, he's a tough dude. He's a good fighter. My respect for him. I wish I could have that revenge. I told him multiple times. We talk by.
You might.
You could. That's definitely something that could happen for sure.
Against him, but I do want that rematch for sure. Maybe one day. Who knows? Let's see. After that, I started, forget about that losing. I started training and getting focused. I couldn't get back to the ring as quick that I wanted because, I got surgery and it took me almost a year and a half to recover. And then I started doing therapy, and it took me a while. And then after that, I got a fracture in my foot. It took me another 3 months on cast. I gained weight. I went up to 260 pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I was doing nothing. That was a little depression for me. Staying home doing nothing. Because remember, I was ready to fight after the surgery, and then I got a cast on my foot, so it was kind of depressing for me. So, and then after that, they released the case. I started doing therapy. I started training again, back in shape, and boom, they got me this fight right now, and ready.
So, talk about your upcoming fight. I'm going to be honest with you. We hear a lot of rumors and stuff, but we were hearing that the fight might be in jeopardy or not. Is everything good? Everything smooth with this fight coming up with you?
They I don't know if they told you. I mean, I was supposed to fight Brian Jackson.
Yeah.
They called me yesterday, and they told me that the fight was canceled, and they got me a new opponent right now.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is Alvin Davis Alvin, some MMA fighter from Alabama, and I found out that yesterday. So I didn't know.
We heard some rumblings behind the scenes. We were like, "Is that fight off?" And they found an opponent for you, but we didn't know if the opponent was for you or for Jackson. Like it was kind of confusing.
For me, it was for me. It was Jackson the one. I don't know.
Right, you don't have to get into whatever happened there.
Well, I'm just glad that you're fighting because we heard that, and we heard it, and it was kind of like spotty information. And like Mike said, we didn't know if you were out or if he was out, if they were going to find a replacement for who. But here you are. Great news after a long layoff and a couple injuries and recovery. You're back in there. This is at 85 pounds?
185, yes, sir.
185. So now that you're back and you're healthy, and if you go out there and secure this victory, do you want to be more active with the like? Are you trying to stay active in 2024 since you're coming off such a long layoff and
I
itching
like
to get in there?
get active. I do, especially right now because I got more tools. I've been training with good people. I've been, training my boxing skill. You will see a different fighter this time. That's for sure. That's guaranteed. And that's
Love
why
that.
I do want to stay active.
And where are you training now? Do you have a new gym, new team, new coaches? What are you doing with yourself in preparation for this fight?
I'm training with a Tigre.
Okay. Oh, all right. Nice.
Evening, in the morning, I train with Jorge Rubio. I don't know if you know Jorge Rubio, but yeah, my team will be the same. El Indio and Manny del Rio.
Okay.
That will be my two
Good.
corners.
Nice. And you were down there cornering Alberto Blas last time we saw you. What's your relationship with him? Are you guys teammates? You and Blas? What's that?
Like brothers. We're like family, like brothers. He's one of my best friends.
Man, he's nasty.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's real good. And he's in that is he 135 or 145?
135.
135. Man.
Because he was
BKFC
talking about wanting to fight Reber or the
yeah.
title eliminator.
And that guy will be a problem. That's for sure. That guy's problem in 135. I'm telling you.
Oh, I think he's already a contender in that division. 135, 145. Those lower divisions are really building up. When the BKFC first came around, it was like the heavyweight division was the spotlight division, with Arnold Adams and Beltran and those guys. And then 205 with Hector Lombard and as the company's growing, those lower weight classes are getting so damn exciting. And 135 and 145, they're so good right now. Oh man.
Yep.
It's great to see, especially, the company's only been around for 5 years. So what they're doing is fantastic. And now you coming back at 185 pounds, the title was just recently vacated. Mike showed that preview for the news that was broke yesterday by David Feldman. Jomi Escoboza and Jared Warren will be fighting for the vacant title.
Mm-hmm.
The 185-pound division is really kind of out there right now. You know what I mean? Like you get a couple victories under your belt, you could be right in the mix with all those guys in the top 5.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not 185, and I'm gonna tell you this: the reason why I'm fighting 185 in this fight is because, remember, I told you when I was in cast, like recovering my house,
you got big,
and again, almost 265 pounds.
Okay.
And when they called me and offered me this fight, I was training, but I wasn't like completely like ready in my shape. I'm a 175 fighter, not 185. I know that I fought before, go training 185, but that's and believe it or not, this one because short of time of the fight, but the next one will be 175.
Okay. All right, man.
I know that I have power. My cardio is amazing. You see, I fought this guy nonstop for 5 rounds. But I'm not that big, for a middleweight guy fighter. I'm not 185, definitely, that's for sure. So the next one will be in 175.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to this 2024 campaign for you, man. We hope that we see you back in there, a lot more this year because obviously you impressed in the first one, and to go 5 rounds with Coltrane is no walk in the park. So you're very skilled. With the broken bones. Yeah. You told us about that when we were down in Florida and we ran into you, and I asked you what was the layoff? What was all that about? You told me that you broke your hand.
Yeah, it was because of that. And it was on my right hand. I'm right. So
yeah. So and your power hand. You took your power hand out. Do you know like did you feel it break? You know how it broke, or like in between rounds 2 and 3, when you sat down on the stool, did you look down at your hand and be like, "Fuck, I think I broke my hand"?
Exactly. It was when I get back to the corner, I felt the pain, and I didn't Not even to my corners. They didn't say anything. I
Savage.
start thinking about the pain, thinking about if it was a completely broken bone or not. I just want to continue fighting and finish the fight. We couldn't, but we tried.
Awesome. Well, you know what? You definitely have a warrior spirit for sure. And you stuck it out. You're back. You're healthy. You got yourself a new opponent. I don't know how much you know about your new opponent. I don't know if that made a difference when they called you and said it was an opponent change. Were you happy to take whoever they were going to offer you just so you can stay on the card?
That's the thing. I mean, I don't care who will be the next one. I just want to fight, and then show the people that I'm a way total different fighter, and showing the public my boxing skill. But to be honest, I mean, whoever they put me, I mean, I'll fight it.
Let's go. Well, thank you so much for coming on here tonight. We wanted to get you on here before this one. We'll welcome you back to the sport. Do you have any final words you want to say to anybody that's going to be tuned in on March 15th?
Don't miss that fight. Don't miss that event. It will be a crazy event, especially because there was a lot of new talents on BKFC prospect. It's gonna be a fun night. And you'll see a totally different fighter from Eduardo Concepcion.
Awesome.
You'll see it.
Love it, man. Thank you so much for coming on here. Mike, you got anything else for Eduardo?
Man, can't wait to see you fight. It's been a long time coming.
Exactly.
Gotta be against a different opponent. Hopefully that's your final opponent. Now, no more opponent changes to, not too much time to go. Let's, calm down on this guy, He just wants to get in there and fight. Let him get in there and fight. So, but hey, good luck.
Thank you.
We'll get you back on here. And hey,
thank you. I'd
love to run back into you in Florida because that means that we're in Florida. So love being in Florida. So we'll be back down there again, and we'll see you there. And maybe you'll be fighting in the Hard Rock, in your new home at 175. So looking forward to it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, man. Hey, take it easy and have a great night.
See you guys.
Shout out Tom's all day. Giving us a spot to come to, just like Lorenzo said. This spot is dope, 2 floors. Make sure y'all come if you guys are in the area. We will be back next time we're here. Shout out Mike and Mish. Mission accomplished for hosting the after party. We had about 200 people in this bitch. So make sure y'all check in. Mike and Mish every Wednesday and Thursday to do their shows. Love them. You guys be safe, man. Stay blessed.
Yeah,
Hello.
that was Skinny Tony.
DJ Tony.
DJ Tony. That was awesome. Yes, that was a great night. That was from BKFC 41's after party, like we said. And like he just said, that was a huge party. There was easy 200 in that place. Guys, Tom's Watch Bar, if you can get to one somewhere near you, and I'm not saying this, they don't sponsor us or anything right now. Like Tom's Watch Bar, they never have. Yeah, we've just done some collab work with them. I will support those guys because they're good people. We met their owners, fucking awesome people. Great facilities, man. Like the one out in Denver has pool table, shuffleboard, has virtual Top Golf. It has like you said, 2 floors. I want to say probably
second level.
Yeah, second level. Second level. That is the night. That was the night, Mike.
That was like literally
shout
10
out,
minutes
let's
before.
go, boy, Mike.
Oh,
shout out, let's go, boy. That was that night.
That was the shout out, let's go, boy night. That is where this came from.
Shout out, let's go, boy.
That is where that came from. And actually, my coworker was laughing at me yesterday at work because I was going through old stuff, like all the videos that I got from that night. And there are many other videos that probably won't ever make it onto this show. But I was watching them at work yesterday, and I was laughing so hard at Falcon and Absent Minded. And some of these videos, they somehow make it into like 10 or 11 videos of that night. they're just, I'll be doing something and all of a sudden I turn and then boom, he's like, yeah, and just starts
They were
screaming.
wilding
It
out
was great.
all
Oh, it was
night.
wonderful.
It was
So funny. I was laughing so hard at work because it's like every couple of videos, boom, then there they were, and he could hear it. My
I
buddy who I work with,
I
he could hear it.
believe,
He was laughing.
I truly believe that obviously they're not matchmakers, but that night in the bar, Chris Camozzi and Lorenzo Hunt were having a long conversation at the bar, and they were chatting it up with each other. Then they did a shot with each other, and next thing you know, I think they had a gentleman's agreement that we are going to fight at some point. It's inevitable. You and I will be fighting. Lorenzo had the belt on his shoulder. They're having drinks. They're talking at the bar. They were having a good time,
Yeah,
and they
I
were
know,
cool.
right?
They were definitely super cool with each other. It was like very cool to see, knowing that probably sometime in the next 12 months, these two guys are probably going to fucking beat the shit out of each other in the BKFC. And we got to see that. We got to see it kind of get talked about that night. It was very cool. Neil Magny was there. Kai Stewart was there. Beck Rollins, Jessica Penne. The fighters were out. You know what I mean? It was a fantastic night. Shout out, let's go, boy. Shout out, let's go, boy. Mike, we need to bring this up here. Bring this up and
Yes.
just remind everybody that BKFC is having tryouts this weekend in Salt Lake City, right? In Salt Lake City this weekend, I think Saturday, the 9th, March 9th. But 7 days later, March 16th, they're going to be in our fucking right in our backyard, Mike.
Oh,
New
hell
London,
yeah.
Connecticut, Whaling City Athletic Club.
Oh, man.
Oh
So
my
awesome.
God. I cannot believe it.
Can't wait for it.
This is so good. Lytle will be out there hosting. They'll be doing their thing. So local fighters, anybody in the New England area, anybody within the like northeast. If you live in Jersey and you want to do
You should
this,
drive there. You better
drive. Jersey to New London, Connecticut is a 4-hour drive. 4-hour drive.
Yeah, you better get there.
Right. You know what I mean? Washington, Baltimore, you guys are not far. Virginia, you're not far. Get up here because the BKFC is growing. They're doing the tryouts, and they're trying to build a card for Mohegan Sun, May 11th. You know what? You want an opportunity to fucking impress the bosses and get yourself in the Mohegan Sun Arena. That's where you're going to do it, bro. That's where you're going to do it. I can't wait. I'm excited about this, Mike. I'm excited.
I'm super excited.
If anybody doesn't know about Mohegan Sun, Google it. Google the Mohegan Sun. If you're like within if you're in the Northeast region and like you ever wanted to see a BKFC event live, the Mohegan Sun Arena is one of the best arenas you'll ever see combat sports in. It is built for that shit. It is built for it. It is built for it. The acoustics, the sound, the seating. There's not a bad seat in the house. And we've been to many Bellator events there. There is not a bad seat in the house at the Mohegan Sun. But the Mohegan Sun is also one of the nicest casinos you'll ever step foot in. The place is immaculate. The hotel is awesome. The spa is awesome. The restaurants are awesome. I worked there for a long time in one of the restaurants, and I spent a decade of my life in that place. The clubs are good. The bars are good. So if you ever want to like pick an event to get to, you can go stay right at the Mohegan Sun. The hotel's right there. You never have to leave the building. The place is fucking fantastic.
Yep. It is going to be fun. There's going to be the weigh-ins the night before, maybe some dinner, some drinks, hanging out. Next day, we'll just be counting down, hanging out, maybe have some pre-game sesh, maybe have a couple appetizers, some dinner or something, go to the arena, watch the fights. Everybody's going to be having a friggin' blast. The fights are going to be awesome. Tons of great people going to be there afterwards, after parties. It's going to be awesome.
Dude, and like I said, Mike,
it's a couple hours from Carmine. We're going to meet you. We're going to hang out. We're going to eat food. We're going to have drinks if that's your thing.
Hell yeah. There's a Tom's Watch Bar in
There's a
Mohegan
Tom's
Sun.
Watch Bar. That is right.
So guys, I have.
And I had told people so many times when we were in that Tom's Watch Bar, because you can see the entrance to the arena from Tom's Watch
the
Bar, and I point to those doors, and I said, one day
they're going to be.
We will be going in there to watch the BKFC, and we are going to do that May 11th.
You know what? And also, we could probably put together a little after the weigh-in party at Tom's.
Oh, certainly.
We could probably do a little after party after the event at Tom's, or even Avalon, the club there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to need to be like crazy.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be a lot of people.
I'll start reaching out to some people in there to see what we can do, but get there, guys. Get there. Tomorrow night, we have another show. We're going to wrap this thing up. Tomorrow night, 9:00, we have the Marcus Suarez's opponent.
Yes.
The other half of the Suarez hard body himself, Drew Nolan.
Hard body.
Then we got Lord Wanya Reed coming on. He's in the comments right now. Lord Wanya is going to be fighting next week at the BKFC event in Miami, March 15th. He's coming back. You know what? That dude's a stud. He took a fight on short notice against the #1 contender in the BKFC now. He wasn't the #1 at the time, but he was well on his way, to the top of that division. He fought Tony Loco Soto. And
that's where that clip from earlier, it's from after that fight where he said, you mess with Mike and Mish, you end up a pasta dish. Yeah.
Hey, and then after Wanya, we're going to bring in HD Davis tomorrow night. We're going to talk to him we're going to talk to HD. We haven't had him on the show since he
before that fight.
Yeah, since before he fought Kai. We never got to have a conversation about that fight with him. He had a lot of things going on during that time, and it didn't go his way.
Yeah.
He didn't seem like himself that night, not taking any credit away from Kai. Kai absolutely fucking did his thing that night.
Oh yeah.
He made it nasty, he made it dirty, and we're going to talk to HD about it. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about getting over that shit, getting through what he's been fucking going through, and getting into his next fight with Sean Wilson, P-Town himself.
Yeah.
Going to be a good show tomorrow night. And,
yes, it is.
And one last thing, I'm giving away another package, another BK bucked up pack. I'm going to give another. There you go. So, with that said, the only thing you have to do, guys, this is how you get entered to win a bucked up t-shirt, a bucked up shaker, and a pack of bucked up supplements, which I'm wondering if Ingram Dave got his. I mailed him a couple days ago. Hopefully you got him. All you got to do is share the link to our YouTube channel on your social medias, right? Or pick one. Share the fucking link to our YouTube.
Yep.
And then screenshot a picture of your post showing us that you shared our link to our YouTube channel, and then send that picture to me in Facebook Messenger or a DM on Instagram, and your name will get thrown in the hat tomorrow night, and you can get yourself some bucked up shit. Bucked up is top of the line. I'm telling you.
I gotta bring this up because it made me laugh right now. Follow the bucking rules, you stoonoids. I like that. I laughed when I just read that.
Do you know Stoonoids is awesome. Stoonoids
is even better.
Do you know what a stoonoid is?
I don't
know. That
is,
you are so goddamn stupid. You are a combination between a stoonon and a hemorrhoid.
Yeah, you're a stoonoid. Yeah.
I love it. Man.
I love that too. That made me laugh.
Jay, tune in tomorrow night to see if you win. Anyways, that is it, guys. Thank you so much to the returning Marine, the fucking knockout artist, the man himself, Mike Richman's back. Thank you for coming on the show tonight. Thank you to Monica Franco, Chad Lucanas, and Eduardo Concepcion. Great show with all of you guys. Concepcion. You know what? I missed his whole first fight. Because I think I might have turned my head for fucking 1
Oh
second.
yeah, I remember it.
It was only 5 seconds long. I watched this. I saw the replay.
I remember.
But I was like, it was like the ring was over there, and it was like
there was a lot
boom,
going on. There
I'm
was
like,
a
what
lot
the
going
fuck?
on that night.
Missed it. Yeah, but
That was a
anyways,
crazy night. That was a
the guy
wild,
he
crazy
fought.
night.
Do you remember the guy he fought?
Yeah, I do.
The guy,
I do
dude,
remember him.
The guy
he had
fought.
the freaking tattoos, the
Oh
cover
my
up
God.
tattoo,
Yeah,
big all black sleeves.
yeah. That was a scary looking individual living in a van down by the river, I believe. That was his story. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you're tuned in tomorrow night. Make sure you're tuned in tomorrow night and get yourself into that contest because I want to send you some free shit. Mike, you got anything else for these peeps?
Nah, I don't got nothing. I just want to go to sleep, guys. Let me go to sleep, please.
All right. Peace.
Peace.